Hey everyone, what is going on? So, oh my gosh, we actually hit legend. We hit legend on stream. I was with Kevin. Thank you so much, Kevin, for joining me on stream. I really do appreciate that. And supporting me, and all the people in the chat supporting me with all the gifted subs, the bits, everything else, cheering me on. I really do appreciate that. We had a hype stream. We had so many people watching, over 300 people, I think close to 400. It was crazy. But let's go ahead and take a look at my team. For the Ultra Premier, I've basically been running the Double Dragon team. Empoleon, Kingdra, and Dragonite. I'm running a regular Dragonite, not a Shadow one. And this team has been working really well for me. I gained within a couple days over 300 points. It was insane. Yeah, I mean, one day alone was like a 190 point gain. Basically, you want to lure out the Charm user if they have one with Kingdra, and then you bring back Empoleon to farm that down, and then you have energy for whatever comes in. Probably two or close to two Hydro Cannons or Drill Picks ready to go. But it's such a solid team, so we bring in that Dragonite against the Ampharos. Ampharos is definitely tough, right? I mean, because you lose the lead because it's an electric type, and then the safe swap is Kingdra, but it's still weak. It's not weak to. It's not actually weak to it. It's neutral to it, but not the greatest position. But anyway, we see the Kanto Muck. We're going to go ahead and go for the Hurricane. I'm just going for the nuke. And if we land it, I'm like, that gives me a slimmer of hope. So I bring in Empoleon. Now, I'm actually currently at 29.92 in this set. So we have the Empoleon trying to farm down before another Thunder Punch comes out. Unfortunately, he sneaks one in before we could get to that last waterfall. That's going to force me to use my shield, and in comes Kingdra. And at this point, I knew there was really nothing I could do, so I'm going to go ahead and go for the Drill Peck. I'm just fighting it out, but I knew this game was basically lost. I mean, that was a hard lead. Ampharos, electric types in general are tough, so Ampharos, Magnezone is definitely tough for this team. Extra large Galvantula if you happen to have one. Definitely tough for this team. So I've beaten electric types, but they are difficult. So going for the outrage is just going to knock me out. So we're taking one loss, but we need 3 wins. So we do take a loss there. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the next game. See how we do. Again, we need 3 wins in this first set out of 5 to make it, because that should get me enough points. Should get me 8 points. That's what I was thinking. I mean, technically you could get a little bit less, but we were thinking probably needed 8 points. Okay, so a bad lead. I'm like, oh no. Okay, so we throw one Waterfall and then we swap out into Kingdra. And this is a telling sign. They're actually not switching, and they're staying in and throwing a charge attack. So what does this tell me? It tells me they don't have a Charm user in the back, because if they had a Pokemon like Togekiss, they would have swapped out immediately, saved that Obstagoon, saved its energy for later on, right? So that's a good sign. Unfortunately, they get the boost, so I go for the bait. I knew after they got the boost they would shield. If they didn't get the boost, I would have thrown the outrage. But, I wanted to kind of lower the attack with Octazooka. Unfortunately was not able to do so. So this game was not looking good for me. So we're going to be able to take a Night Slash, but it does a lot because they're boosted. And at this point, I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and shield. And let me farm down with Dragonite. We know they don't have a Charm user in the back, so maybe we could do something. In comes Charizard, so I actually switch into my Empoleon. So that was an interesting switch on their end, because they knew I had Empoleon. So I decided to shield this one up. It is going to be a Blast Burn. And I'm like, okay, because it was a Blast Burn, I could farm down. So we're able to do that. So that's pretty good. So Obstagoon coming in, and I'm like, let me farm it down. We farm it down. We have enough for 2 attacks. In comes Gengar. So we know this Hydro Cannon is going to take 1 shield, and they actually decide not to shield. So we throw another Hydro Cannon, and I was like, okay, this one is going to get the shield. They actually let it go. Maybe, I guess they thought, I had the game anyway because I had Dragonite in the back, and Empoleon was going to do enough damage. I feel like they maybe could have still won that, but we'll take it. I feel like they shouldn't have switched into Charizard, but that's okay. Nonetheless, that's okay. Great game to my opponent, and we pulled that one out. That was a tough one. At this point, as you can see, I'm on the screen. I'm actually taking a breather with Kevin. I'm actually, okay, let me calm my nerves, because that was a tough game. I thought I was going to lose it. Hard lead, but we are actually able to come back from that game. So as you can see, well, you can't really see, but I'm taking a breather, taking a timeout, taking a drink. So I could have edited this part out. I should have, but that's okay. So now we jump into the next game, see what we have going for us. But that was definitely a tough one, so we're 1-1. Okay, so we're going up against a legend trainer. So let's see what we've got. So we have Empoleon into Kingdra. Okay, this is a tough matchup because Kingdra wins this matchup. Kingdra's actually tough for this team. So basically, I knew I was going to switch into my Kingdra, but I decided to maybe throw a Drill Peck at their Kingdra to try and get it low. They actually shield. She actually shields. Okay, so because she shields, I'm going to go ahead and take this attack. I think I take this and then switch. This is going to be Octazooka. Okay, so Octazooka. Good thing we did not shield that, and then we switch into Kingdra, and she does have a charm user. That's why I had to get out of Empoleon. I had to bring in my Kingdra because, you know, obviously Empoleon, if Empoleon's gone, charm users just run through this team. So I needed to have at least a little bit of health on my Empoleon. So I do have to bring Empoleon down and hope to fawn down. Yeah, because she does get to a charge attack, so I have to shield this one up because Dragonite cannot see that Togekiss. So I am going to go ahead and shield this. We have just enough health, I believe, to be able to farm down, and we do have 2 charge attacks ready to go, so that's good for us. So Kingdra comes in, and I throw the Drill Peck because I anticipate the Kingdra coming in, and that will do a decent amount. We throw the next Drill Peck, so this should get it low enough, or take the final shield. So we do get it low enough, and then I switch to try and farm down with Dragonite. I'm like, okay, depends what's in the back. And I'm like, it's Snorlax, Shadow Snorlax. I thought the Dragon Claw, in theory, I could have baited with the Hurricane. Maybe I should have done that. We would have gotten a shield, but I would have went for the Dragon Claw, but we may have gotten a shield. But either way, we're going to go ahead and shield up this Body Slam and get to a Dragon Claw, and she still has a shield. So I'm going to go ahead and go for my Dragon Claw, and of course she's going to go ahead and shield this. I'm like, can we survive this Body Slam? Definitely not from a Shadow, so that's unfortunate for me. And then we bring in Empoleon, and she actually gifts me the win. I know some people have different opinions on that. Yeah, I didn't know she was going to gift me the win. I actually don't even know who that is. So what can I say? I appreciate that. If she's willing to give me the win, I do appreciate that. Maybe she knew I was pushing for rank 24 for Legend, but again, people have a different opinion on that, and that's okay, but we'll take the win. We just want to get to rank 24, so thank you for that, whoever you are. I don't know who they may have come into the chat afterwards. I'm actually not sure, but either way, thank you for that, and we're going to move on to the next game. In just a moment, again, taking a breather. We just need one more win for Legend, because Legend or 3-2 should get me enough points in order to make it, because we just need 8 points. So just taking a little bit of a break, and again, should have edited this part out, I guess, where I'm taking this breather. But it's okay. It's okay. It was the hype was real, the anxiety was real. You know, I mean, I know it's just a game, but I was so excited to actually be pushing for it. So we're going to jump into the next game. Okay, so let's see. We are going up against, in just a moment, we're going up against those Dragon Balls. So a friend of mine. So this person I thought might actually give me the win because I know they're a friend of mine. But I wasn't sure. So they switch out into Swampert. So I'm like, okay. I decided to go ahead and throw the Hydro Cannon. So I figure I'm going to throw the Hydro Cannon. I want to save my Empoleon for later. So I'm going to throw the Hydro Cannon and then switch into my Kingdra. So I do get it. Oh no, I switch into Dragonite, yeah. Because I know they're locked into Swampert. So I do go into Dragonite. And they're going to go ahead and throw the charge attack. Going to be the Hydro Cannon. That tells me maybe they have Outrage. Not Outrage, Sludge Wave. Not Sludge Wave, Earthquake. Because what am I talking about? So we take another one, and those Hydro Cannons definitely add up. One more is going to be enough to KO. So we do throw the Dragon Claw, and that's not going to KO. Unfortunately, they get to another move, and I do decide to give up a shield so I could preserve Switch. So we're tied in shields. I really wanted my Empoleon lined up against their Charizard. So I thought that Charizard would probably come in now. It does. So we're going to go ahead and try and get to this Hurricane. They actually throw their energy, which is fine. If I couldn't get to Hurricane, we were going to go ahead and take their energy as we do. So I know I'm going to bring in Empoleon. Out comes Venusaur. In comes my Kingdra. So I think I take this. And I think I make a mistake here. I think I go for Outrage. That is definitely a mistake because I feel like, yeah, I am going for Outrage and he is going to shield. I should have baited with Octazooka because we would have had a chance of lowering their attack. And they do shield. And the shield was kind of obvious, I think. And he does farm me down and I bring in Empoleon. I'm like, okay, we're going to go ahead and shield this. And I'm hoping before they get to another one, I could farm down, but they actually do get to another one. However, he is going to undercharge it, and he is going to give me a win. However, that wouldn't have KO'd me, but I think those fire spins would have KO'd me, so I think he would have won. But again, I think I made a mistake by not going for Octazooka. So again, another gifted win. So we're now 3-2, so we should be getting those points. Again, I know people have a different opinion on whether or not you should gift wins. If people are willing to give them to me, I'm going. What can I do, right? What can I do? So yeah, because of that, we are 3-1. However, we are going to go ahead and jump into this game. So, okay, let's move into this game. And it's Empoleon. It's an Empoleon mirror match. So at this point, I'm feeling pretty good because even if we lose this one, we should still make it. But I'm still trying to win this game, just in case. 3-2 is not enough to give me 8 points. So we do go for that Hydro Cannon and then switch into Kingdra. So Kingdra is going to be able to take these attacks. Now he is throwing his Drill Peck instead of switching. So now he switches into Gallade. So that's okay. So we're going to go ahead and, take it. So I'm going to go ahead and go for these Octazookas. So I go for Octazooka. No shield. We do get the attack buff, which is actually huge. So the confusions are doing less. Now, do I shield this? I decide to let it go. It actually doesn't KO me. And I was like, come on. No, we can't do it. Okay, so he does win switch. But I bring in my Dragonite. And let's see what decides to come in. It is going to be, okay, Empoleon. And I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and try and farm down. We will be able to farm down, but we do have to take a Drill Peck. And I let this go because I know I could take it. It still does a lot, though, but we're able to farm down, and we did get quite a bit of energy. The last Pokemon, you'll love to see it, going to be Typhlosion. You'll love to see it. We have 2 shields. So we're going to go ahead and take both shields with these Dragon Claw attacks. No, he's not going to shield that, so I'm going to go ahead and go for another Dragon Claw. I remember thinking, I was actually surprised they didn't shield it. But anyway, at this point, he just gives up because he knows the game was over. So we would have won 2-3 if we were not gifted those wins and we would have went down. However, the following set, we go 4-1 where we pick up the Pikachu Libre. So we would have made Legend anyway because we went 4-1 the following set. So even if we were not gifted those sets, we still would have made Legend anyway. But I just wanted to point that out. Again, I'm totally fine with it. If they're, if they're willing to give me the games, we'll take them. So... especially since, if you think about it, we've had so much lag. We experience a lot of, my game literally crashed a lot of times in the past. So this kind of makes up for it, I guess. But thank you to all my opponents and everyone cheering me on. Everyone's so excited for me. I really do appreciate that. I definitely feel like I've earned this. Thank you for all the subs, the bits. As you can see, it was just going crazy with the follows. Everyone was cheering me on. It was absolutely insane. So thank you so much, everyone. So we're going to go ahead and do a little fashion show. And then I'm going to jump into the next set with my Pikachu Libre. And, it's a shiny Pikachu Libre. I literally go crazy on stream. You can see everybody's so hyped with the bits, with the cheers, everything. It's crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and put on the N outfit because I like the outfit. I think the pose is okay. It's not my favorite pose, but I'm still going to rock it because, obviously, to show off. So no N glasses, so I decided to just forget those. I don't go with any glasses. So now we're going to go ahead and put on the outfit. I'm just going to rock the whole new outfit. I'm just going to rock. And I think I keep the backpack because there's no backpack for N. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that. And what else do I put on? Yeah, I put on his pants. And so that's good. And so I back out in just a moment. And then Kevin tells me that there's shoes. So I think I'm going to back out. In just a moment. I didn't realize that N also came with shoes. I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, we're gonna back out, and I think I go back in and put on the shoes. Let's see. Yeah, we're backing out. There we go. Going back in. Well, no. Well, we're gonna go back in just a moment. See all those subscriptions, absolutely crazy. Thank you so much, Espresso, and everyone else. Cloud of Chowder for the bits, jokes, everyone else. Now I'm not gonna put that on. That was a mistake. So we're gonna go ahead and get the shoes. And does come with shoes. Kevin said he didn't like the shoes. I totally understand it. The shoes actually go with the green hair because N has green hair, so I actually changed my hair later on to match N, but that's okay. N is from Black and White in the main series, for those that don't know. But yeah, I'm just, I might be boring you a little bit with the fashion show, but I had to do it because we hit Legend. I was so excited. So excited, but the hype continues with the shiny Libre. I literally collapsed. I couldn't believe it. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the next set, which again, so if we didn't get gifted those 2 wins, we would have went 2-3. So ultimately, we would have went down. However, as I mentioned, we do go 4-1 in this set. So at the end of the day, we still would have hit Legend because 4-1 would have given it to me. So at this set, I'm definitely relaxed because it doesn't matter at this point. So he switches into a Lowland Muck, and that's still a pretty good matchup for me. So I decided to throw the Hydro Cannon. Do I switch after this? Let's see. I throw that Hydro Cannon. He does take it. I tried to switch into Kingdra, but he does get off the Dark Pulse. I'm like, okay, my Empoleon will take the Dark Pulse, and I still want to keep Empoleon. I actually go into Dragonite because I know his switch time is up. I decide to switch because, again, just in case he has a Charm User, I need to get out with Empoleon, and we need to save the health that we have to battle the Charm User. So we do farm down with Dragonite, so that's really good. And if the Charm User is in the back, I'm anticipating it, but it's actually going to be Gyarados. So I do go for the Dragon Claw because I have 2. I could have went for a Hurricane, and he actually doesn't shield, but we're actually able to get to 2, so I'm okay with going for 2 Dragon Claws. So I do get to the second one, and we go for it, and he doesn't shield that. That's totally fine. He does farm me down, and Gyarados is actually another Pokemon that's kind of difficult for this team. Bringing in Empoleon, he brings in Venusaur. I'm going to switch into my Kingdra. So I remember last set where I made a mistake against those Dragon Balls. I feel like I should have went for the bait, the Octazooka, instead of the Outrage. This time I do go for the Octazooka. Now, again, I make a mistake here. I was going to farm up to Outrage and bluff the Octazooka. I should have went straight Octazooka so we could have debuffed his Frenzy Plants immediately, and he basically had to shield. Either way, it didn't matter because we didn't get a debuff, so it didn't matter. So he gets off another charge attack, and I don't think this Frenzy Plant is enough to KO. It is not, although it's very close, and we do farm down, trying to get to... No, he actually switched... Yeah, we farm down, trying to get to the Octazooka. We almost get there. I'm like, don't KO me, don't KO me. It KOs me. Okay, so I think we played that one... Okay, I mean, we could have went for the Octazooka immediately, but again, we didn't get the debuff, so I guess it wouldn't have mattered, I guess. But either way, we'll lose the first game, but again, we only need a 3-2 for Pikachu Libre, and as I mentioned, we go 4-1, so you know I am going to win the next 4. So that's a terrible lead. So we have to go immediately into Kingdra, and he's actually not switching out. Again, it's a telltale sign that he does not have a Charm User, because you would switch out. He does switch out, and... He played that well. He went for the Crush Chop, and now he brings in Empoleon. Because the thing is, Kingdra beats Empoleon, but not when I am very low health. So, he went for the Crush Chop so he could ensure this secondary matchup. So that was a really good play on his end. So Dropek is going to KO my Kingdra. And I do bring in Empoleon. I'm like, okay, I know he has Machamp, so I'm just going to farm this all the way down. We're going to have to take a Hydro Cannon, but that's okay. And we're going to be able to take the Hydro Cannon, but I know I'm going to be able to throw Dropek, maybe get off 2. No, looks like I'm only going to get off 1. So I accidentally overtap and go for another Waterfall, so he gets a couple counters in. But I go for the Dropek, and he does shield, and I'm going to switch immediately into Dragonite, and we'll see what the last Pokemon is. He's actually not switching. Now, do I call the bait? No, I shield it. And it is a Crush Chop, so nice bait. And he brings in his Glade. I'm like, okay, this is doable. So I go for Dragon Claw immediately. Maybe I could have went up for the Hurricane, but he shields. I thought he was going to shield. And we get to another Dragon Claw, so we're going to go ahead and go for the Dragon Claw. And this Dragon Claw is going to connect, and he does get off a move. I was thinking, you know what, Leaf Blade we could survive. I don't know if we could, so I decided to go ahead and shield. And then he brings in his Machamp, and I actually switched trying to catch a Cross Chop. I tried to catch a Cross Chop because I got to the Dragon Claw, but I was like, I thought he was going to beat me to the Cross Chop, so I tried to catch it. And we don't catch it, but he has to throw because we would have beaten him with Waterfall. And then we come in with Dragonite and throw the Dragon Claw and take that game. That was one of the closest games, if not the closest game. Definitely a nail biter, but again, it didn't matter because we were already Legend and I didn't care at that point. Definitely a nail biter. I think I could have just went for Dragon Claw instead of switching out trying to catch the Cross Chop, but it's okay. We were able to win that anyway. But whew, man, that was a good game. He actually, I think, tweeted me on Twitter saying great games to you. I don't know if he said he reached Legend today. I don't remember. But somebody told me they reached Legend today as well. But I don't know if it was him. But either way, we're going to move on to the next game. Not finding an opponent, but that's okay. So, again, we just went the Pikachu Libre. And I knew I had one more set after this. So I'm like, okay, even if we don't get the Pikachu Libre this set, we could always get it with a premium pass the last set, right? It didn't matter to me. I was actually going to go in with a premium pass on the premium track, but I totally forgot to. That tends to happen quite a bit because I'm used to going into the free track. And once you jump into the free track, it's not like you could back out and go into the premium track, right? Okay, so we have, that is No Spoon. I think I battled this trainer in the past, but let's go ahead and see what they've got. Empoleon into Clefable, you love to see it. So obviously we're staying in. They switch into Gengar. I'm going into Dragonite immediately. Okay, I figured this was definitely a Shadow Claw. Or not Shadow Claw, Shadow Punch, but I still decided to shield it. And they go for another one. So at this point, I'm like, I could have thrown the Dragon Claw and maybe taken a shield and knocked them out. But I'm like, okay, we could take that. And we know they have a Clefable. And I thought they lagged there. Kevin thinks that they wanted to get more farm with Clefable, so they deliberately allowed me to farm them down. Either way, doesn't really matter. But we are able to get to the Hurricane, which is good. So this Hurricane is going to do a lot, but it's not going to KO. So they do get one extra farm in, although I don't think that matters because I don't... Actually, maybe it does. In comes Obstagoon, out comes my Kingdra immediately. So this Kingdra is absolutely going to town. Now... yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go for the Octazooka. I think I could have taken a Shadow Punch from the Gengar on my Dragonite and then got to a Dragon Claw and either threatened a shield or fainted the Gengar without having to use a shield. So I think looking back, that's what I should have done. But either way, it's okay because we still won Switch and we were able to get a Hurricane onto that Clefable, which is huge. Now, okay, they're going for a Charge Attack. Totally fine. Even if this KOs, but I don't think it does. It actually doesn't. I would have preferred if it did. But that's okay because we bring in Empoleon and we could farm down. They do get to a charge attack. Now, if this is Crush Chop, it's going to do a good amount. It's going to be Night Slash. That tells me they don't have Crush Chop, which is good. And now they bring in this Clefable and we're going to go ahead and charge up enough for 2. So I do go ahead and go for the Hydro Cannon. And that will get the final shield, and then we could go and one more Waterfall, able to get to another Hydro Cannon, and we're able to KO the Clefable. So I think I played that game well. I just think the only thing I should have done was, in the Dragonite versus Gengar matchup, I should have taken the first Shadow Punch and then went for my Dragon Claw, which would have either taken a shield or knocked out the Gengar, and then we would have had the match shield, but we would have been... even on shields, I wouldn't have been down a shield. So I think I could have played that a little bit differently. But other than that, I think that was okay. Okay, so moving on to the next game. But yeah, I do think I play this team pretty well. I'm going to be trying out different teams because now, since I'm Legend, I'm not going for the leaderboards. I don't really care. So it's going to be Empoleon into Dragonite. Okay, so a lot of the times, Dragonite likes to try and catch my Dropek. So I'm going to see if that's what they want to do. Yep, they're going to try and catch it. So they bring in Empoleon, and I bring in my Kingdra. And I know Kingdra has a favorable matchup. So we just have to go straight Outrage. And I could take 2 Dropeks, so that's what I'm going to do. And obviously Waterfall is going to be double resisted, right? So we can go for the Outrage. And this Outrage is going to do a lot. And now I can farm down. I will be having to take one more Dropek, but as I said, I can take it. So we're going to go ahead and do just that. So it's going to be Dropek, and we're going to be able to farm down. Almost enough for an Octazooka, not quite. I wasn't sure if I could get that. I didn't think I could. They do bring in Dragonite. I'm trying to. We get there, but we can't get it off. A little bit unfortunate, but that's okay. I was thinking of who to bring in. I decided to bring in Empoleon. I'm going to take this because I know Drill Peck can threaten a Dragonite. So we could take that Dragon Claw. And we do have that Drill Peck, so we're going to go for it right now. We almost have enough for 2. So I do get this Drill Peck off, and I think I switch. No, I just farmed down. Okay, I thought I was going to switch, but they bring in Gengar. So I was actually, even on stream, I was saying, I bet there's a Gengar in the back, because this is actually Gucci Gang's team, and it's a really powerful team. So I was anticipating the Gengar, and lo and behold, it is Gengar. So I knew Dragonite with 2 shields could just double shield and farm down. So well, I actually go for the Dragon Claw. I don't think that was necessary, but it's okay. We go for the Dragon Claw. Looks like we get a little bit of lag, but I don't know if they left the game. Maybe they left the game. Usually when that happens, it means they left, and they just gave up that game. So good game to my opponent. So we're actually able to win that game, but that was a good game nonetheless. So we're going to go ahead and take that, and we're going to jump into the next game. What are we? Are we 2-1 right now? One more for Pikachu Libre. I think we're 2-1. Or are we... Maybe... I don't know. Maybe we're 3-1 right now. I don't remember. But let's go ahead and move on to the next game. We'll see how the next game goes. Okay. Here we go. So we'll see what my opponent has in store. So it's Empoleon into Empoleon. Okay. So mirror match. Definitely very interesting. Again, I don't know if they're running Double Dragon. I don't know if they're running something else. So they do get off their Hydro Cannon. So I take this. Let's see what I do. Do I switch immediately or do I throw the Hydro Cannon? I do switch. I wanted to save that energy as well as the health, just in case they had a Charm use it in the back. And I know Kingdra, as I said, wins this matchup, so they're going to go for the Drill Peck, and they actually switch into Dragonite, so that was a good play. So I'm going straight Outrage. They do go for the Charge Attack. I do shield this up because I have the Outrage. Now, I was pretty confident they were going to shield because I shielded. And if I shield, they know I'm going for the hard-hitting move. So they actually don't shield. They let it go. So maybe that was actually... I was actually really surprised that they did not shield that. But that's okay. Anyway, we do get off the Octazooka because Kingdra is double resisting these waterfall attacks. And we get the shield there. So that's huge. We get the attack debuff. That is huge for me. That turned the tide of the battle. Bringing in Empoleon, I go for Hydro Cannon immediately because I was like, okay, we'll take the less shield or take all that energy. So we take all that energy. In comes Machamp, and we have Dragonite. This is this is actually a tricky matchup. It really is because Rock Slide from a regular one almost takes out the Dragonite. So I think I call the Cross Chop, because all of the Machamps always bait with Cross Chop. They always go for Cross Chop. So I actually do call it. A little bit risky, but again, I figured I had to call it because they would have been able to get to a Rock Slide afterwards, as you can see right there. And that would have KO'd, and then the Machamp would have actually beaten my Empoleon. So we had to call that, right? So we get to the Dragon Claw, and we actually take that game. So, wow, that was a tough one. We would have lost if we shielded that Cross Chop because that Rock Slide would have KO'd, as I said, and then Machamp would have been able to beat up on my Empoleon. So we go 4-1. So even if we didn't get gifted those 2 wins in the previous set, we still would have won 4-1 and we still would have made it. So at this point, I'm asking people, do you think it's going to be shiny? Bam! It's shiny! Oh my god! I literally collapsed. Kevin was like, oh my god, we could not believe it was shiny. Holy cow. I am literally in awe of it. Look how beautiful that is. The rarest shiny in the game. I don't believe it, guys. This was, not only did we get Legend, but we get shiny Pikachu Libre. What am I more excited for? I have no idea. I actually go for the Pineapple. I don't know why. I don't need Pikachu candy. But whatever, I'm just so excited. Taking a picture. Kevin said take a picture of it attacking. I thought that was a good idea. Oh my gosh, I was actually so excited. I'm like, you know what? I know it can't run, but I just want it. So we go for the Golden Raz. Oh my gosh, guys. I was so hyped. And it actually has good IV, or decent IVs. I'm going to best buddy this one for sure. It has 15, 10, 15, so pretty good. Holy cow, we got Pikachu Libre. Look at that, taking a snapshot. Oh my god, I'm definitely going to best buddy that, guys. I was so hyped. And at this point, I'm asking people whether they think I'm going to land. We got up to 3,079, I think is the score. which is really hype, really crazy. Yeah, no, well, we're at 3,039. I think we get to 3,079, 3,070 something. People are taking guesses, but a 4-1 gonna get me relatively close to 3,100. But oh my gosh, guys, I was so hyped. You don't even understand how hyped I was. I was going crazy. The chat was going crazy. Oh, thank you so much, everyone, for being there. It meant so much to me. It was absolutely crazy. You guys mean so much to me. You really do. All of you mean so much to me. Oh my gosh. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.